Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine.
I like the 1-drop for sure. And is looking a little expensive.
None will survive.
Baku, not a surprise out of Mage these days. Probably go tap here, and then next turn I'll play the Flame Imp alongside another tap. Sacrificed all the even cards, and got no benefit out of hero powering that guy. But I guess if he's hero powering the Flame Imp, it was worth it. He does just instantly hero power it. And I haven't seen any 1-drops out of him. So it's starting to seem pretty likely that he's a control version of Odd Mage. I think it's probably good for me that he's control instead of a Cinderstorm deck, because my deck doesn't play that much healing, although I do have the Ziliax in hand already. So I can either go Amalgam tap, or just Scale Worm to push 4. I think I like Scale Worm push 4. I have a lot of cards in hand already. Like, it looks like I can spend my mana pretty well over the next few turns. So I'm more worried about just pushing damage, trying to kill him before he gets to his Jaina turns or whatever, rather than trying to find more cards when I already have enough cards.
Access denied.
It is a little bit weird that he's playing Glacial Shard in a control version of the deck, but I can probably read into that as saying that he has, like, Blaze Caller. I think this goes face. I do leave one of my 5/3s vulnerable to trade hero power, but I'm not sure that I'm that worried about that.
What to do? What to do?
Looks like he's gonna have to coin hero power here, which is nice for me. If he's got 2 Dragon's Fury, 2 Flame Strike, and 1 Blast Wave, I guess that was a 50-50. Neither of us can really complain too much about the result of a 50-50.
They grow up so fast.
Wow, that's a bad 8.
Welcome to this shore.
Look how it burns!
Do I just drop another Spiteful Summoner? The alternative is 5+3. 3 is obviously a Nightmare Amalgam. The 5 can be a Scorcher, which kills this. Ziliax is probably the worst of them. Could also be a Cobalt Scalebane. Looks like whatever the Scalebane buffs would probably be kind of bad into his board.
Almost out of time.
I think I like playing a 5 into 3 here. And my other 5s didn't really seem like they accomplished all that much. So here I go 5+3, and the next turn is probably 4+5, and then the following turn is 7+3. Just looking for ways to spend my mana. Face! I don't have to worry about burn out of his deck, do I? Other than Jan'alai? It's really weird that he would go face there. I could go Keleseth plus Spiteful this turn, but I actually kind of like the look of these healing cards. Ziliax mostly just so that I can get a board clear here, and Shroom to protect this guy from hero power or whatever he was intending to do to it. It's also just nice to have 3 things in play going into a potential Death Knight turn. Although I'm not really sure what I do against the Death Knight. It should be a guaranteed clear. So this turn is definitely looking like Spiteful Summoner. Question is, what do I play alongside it? I guess I'll find out based on what this 8-drop is. Just some stats. So Tar Creeper doesn't really protect my board from a Flame Strike or anything. Looks like next turn is probably 5, 2, 3. So I think I probably don't want to play Kalaseth here. Although maybe I would want to tap next turn instead of playing Kalaseth anyway. Because I am getting a little bit low on cards. I'm just going to play my biggest attacking minion. Man, he's drawing all of his board clears. So if I had played Tar Creeper there, he could have just like bumped the Stone Hill into it, which wouldn't have been very exciting for me. I'm just gonna play stuff here. I don't think I need to tap quite yet, especially with a 9-drop in my hand. But starting next turn, tapping definitely looks like something I want to do. It's kind of a bummer that the Kalaseth got buffed because it can just get hero powered. Opts for Zola instead of killing my 5/2. This is actually a pretty sick spot for the Onyxia Demonbolt combo. So we can trade this off first. And this board, just like Onyxia, playing a bunch of minions is actually pretty sick against the Ragnaros he wants to play here. And as of fairly recently, his Blast Wave is still in his deck. I think they only play one of those usually. I do get pretty wrecked by it here if he has it though. Looks like he doesn't. Alright, so I can go Void Lord to protect these guys to block Ragnaros, or I can tap for a dragon, so I can just Scorch this guy. Dragons left in the deck, I have 2 out of 10, so I'm not super excited about that. Let's just play a Void Lord. I'm not actually sure if I play this Flame Imp, because if he kills Void Lord I just get things anyway. But looking at what he's played in his current board state, I actually don't think it's super likely that he kills the Void Lord this turn. So I'm gonna play the Flame Imp. And I don't want to hit with any of these whelps because they eat rag shots.
What to do? What to do?
Whoa, that's in his deck.
Welcome to their shore.
There's my dragon. So I guess I'm tapping and roasting. These are going face for sure. Trades here play around Blast Wave a bit, but he's still pretty unlikely to draw it even next turn. I can just push 5 here, set him to 9. I have a Doom Guard in hand. I think I'm going face. Pushing damage seems valuable. I've said it a million times, but these guys are good against Ragnaros. I feel like Smork is the play.
The future is ours.
Oh wow. That's insane! Not only does he play Faceless Manipulator, but he drew it after playing his Pocket Galaxy. So let's see, this is 6 into here. Can't even go face this turn. I do have a Demonbolt in the deck still. Probably try to find that. I did tap myself low enough that I'm dead to Ragnaros hero power. So maybe I should just not attack with any of my guys. Just have as much stuff in play as possible. Try to win the game with Blood Reaver Gul'dan next turn. I don't know. I think with this Luna up and Blast Wave in the deck still, maybe I was supposed to make attacks there. But I got down to the rope and didn't feel like going for it. This Pocket Galaxy was actually insane this game.
Behold the tools of creation. Let us see the voodoo.
Tricari Enchanter.
The tools of creation.
Does that work with exactly Ragnaros? Am I missing something? I mean, he's got Faceless Manipulators for his Ragnaros, so he's going all in on ragging people. There's that Demonbolt, but it's a little bit late. No way it's lethal here. So the problem with playing Gul'dan is I've only played one Voidlord, which is kind of sketchy. And I can't even really take that much power off his board. It's gotta still just be the play, though.
So many possibilities. A bond forged in blood and shadow.
Only 6 demons? I guess he killed my other Voidlord when my board was full, right? I was actually a little worried I wasn't getting the Voidlord, but I was forgetting that I didn't have triple Voidwalker. He might have a pretty reasonable lethal chance here, but I guess Jan'alai hero power does take up most of his mana, so probably not. He drew his Death Knight.
I must feed now.
Man, this is a lot of potential math I should be doing right now. He still has that Jan'alai in his hand, so this thing is pretty scary. I wasn't sure if I should Demonbolt something that turn to make this play less scary, or if I should save the Demonbolt for the Ragnaros, which is what I opted for, save the Demonbolt for Rag. Okay, so the Rags shoot 32. I'm not guaranteed dead here. I think I'm guaranteed at 1 HP though. There's no way I can win from here. Wow. I got destroyed by that Pocket Galaxy. I just played against this guy, and he was a Hook Tusk Tempo Rogue. So keep my 1-drop and toss the other stuff. Man, Flame Imp is a lot better against Rogue when their weapon doesn't deal 2 damage. It's Fire Creeper for turn 3. I'd really like it if my next card is Prince Kel'Thuzad. But even if I have to tap next turn, I still have a pretty good curve.
So many options.
Coin Hinge Clan Thug. Wow. Well, it's actually surprisingly difficult for me to deal with this. He just goes dagger, smack into this, and has a 4-1. What do I do against a 4-1? I guess I just play 2 minions here. I really don't want my 3-4 to have to trade into that, but it looks like that's gonna happen.
Welcome to my web.
He does play Feldore Strider. I didn't see it last game, and I thought he might not play it since he's playing Ticket Scalper and stuff like that. Oh, he trades there. Interesting. I think I just play the Scorcher here. Does 1 damage to this, and then lines up pretty nicely into it.
Mushroom power!
That's a pretty good Fungalmancer, considering it only landed on 1 minion. I think my hand is way too good to play Doomguard here. Okay, my hand just got so much worse. Because now my Spiteful Summoner doesn't have a target in the deck.
Desperate seas I roam.
I'm getting kind of wrecked this game. I think I'm gonna have to play a Doomguard here. I can't take this 6 damage. Discarding Voidlord was a huge bummer. I don't remember seeing anything like Eviscerate or Cold Blood or any of that kind of stuff last game. But he didn't really get good opportunities to play them, and I'm sure he's still playing Leroy.
Many options.
So I'm very close to dead, potentially. Spirit of the Shark.
The Brotherhood shall prevail.
I could just Demonbolt this guy. If I still had that Voidlord in hand, I think that would be pretty reasonable. But with no Voidlord to follow it up, I guess whatever my play is, I can Librarian here. Okay, that's a Voidlord follow-up. He's playing Pirates, Spirit of the Shark, Fungalmancer, Feldore Strider, Edwin. I think he probably doesn't have room for Spellbreakers in that deck, is my read. This is a pretty nasty follow-up to the Spirit of the Shark, though. So my Gul'dan next turn, it gets a Flame Imp, 2 Nightmare Amalgams, Doomguard, and this Voidlord. I think that is actually 8 demons, including the Voidwalkers, so I might miss the Voidlord, but it's not super likely. 6/6 Feldore Strider with 9 spiders in deck. Well, I'm definitely playing Gul'dan here. I don't think that's much of a consideration. There's no way he's actually thinking about a 0 mana play here, is there? I guess this deck could reasonably play Shadow Step. Maybe that was his consideration. Okay, I missed the Doomguard because my button's green. That's fine. I think the Voidlord is way more important, but Doomguard is obviously the second best one. I guess maybe the scariest card here he could have with the Spirit is the second Fungalmancer. But other than that, I'm not really sure what I should be afraid of. I guess what I'm really afraid of is just losing board this turn. Looks like I'm doing okay, I think. Probably go like Crowd Roaster Hero Power here. Let's see, a Voidwalker goes in here, Flame Imp in here, this in here. So I don't have to play Crowd Roaster, I could just use my Hero Power. But the Crowd Roaster looks really efficient on this Lich King. And I can Hero Power this guy. I'm at 17, so I think I can probably trade off my taunts. But why risk it? I have plenty of damage to kill him next turn. And I leave my Amalgam as a 3-1. I mean, I guess if he's like playing Fan of Knives or something, maybe it's vulnerable to that. But I think I like just having the 2 taunts in play. Although I really can't think of a 10 mana combo that does 17 through 1 Voidwalker, let alone 2. I think it's more likely that he just like plays Hook Tusk and takes board here, which is also pretty scary. But at that point, I do have a lot of life to work with and I can just start hero powering his stuff down. 3/4 Firefly. Okay, he's digging for stuff. Maybe a Vile Spine for the 7/4, but even then he's dead on board.
This guy's toast.
Cool. Man, Spirit of the Shark. He got so much out of it. And I played Blood Reaver Gul'dan and he died. After playing 25 games with this deck, my record sits at 14-11. Not spectacular, but I'll take it. And in that time I did make some changes to the deck, most notably adding Prince Keleseth. The main reason I was not playing Prince Keleseth before is because I wanted to try out Fire Tree Witch Doctor. But Fire Tree Witch Doctor is surprisingly underwhelming, especially in Warlock, which has by far the worst spells of any class. I also decided that Scale Worm is probably a stronger 4-drop than Grifta in this deck. Probably should have been pretty obvious from the start, but I thought I'd give the Grifta a shot. And then with the rest of the space that Keleseth gave me in the deck, I just turned some 1-ofs into 2-ofs, 2 Nightmare Amalgams, 2 Scale Worms, and 2 Dragon Maw Scorchers. Overall, I'm pretty happy with where the list ended up, although I will say that Spiteful Summoner summoning a random 8-drop is sometimes pretty disappointing when you just get like a 4/4 or a 5/4 or something. But overall, the deck felt reasonably solid.